Early, early history of India is still in the process of being reconstructed. Old coins and inscriptions rank among the best and the most reliable data to rewrite ancient Indian history, the glorious past of India. The Indo Greek princes issued perhaps the earliest inscribed coins in India. These were cast coins. They went through an elaborate minting process. The original was probably chiseled in stone. Lifelike figure of the ruling prince and of some divinity, besides other devices, were drawn in relief. The legend, in Greek letters for the Obverse and in Greek or Kharoshti or, in rare cases, in Brahmi letters, for the reverse, was also inscribed. Obverse and reverse molds were obtained by pressing the originals in wet seasoned clay. Coins of earlier sets were also used as originals for preparing fresh molds. When dry, the obverse and reverse molds were attached to one another, face to face, by an outer layer of clay, leaving a slit on the rim for pouring molten metal into the cavity in between. The clay molds were first baked in an oven. As soon as they were taken out and were still hot, they were filled in with molten metal. Silver and copper were commonly used for minting. Some gold coins and a few nickel ones, too, have come down to us. Inscribed coins of an earlier period are hardly known. The Mauryas did not issue any, nor did Pushyamitra Sunga. Only the Pañchanekame coins and those of Sophytes can be assigned to pre-Indo-Greek period. Even these were produced in Gandhara and the adjoining districts and were evidently inspired by the art of Greek mintmen of neighbouring Bactria and Syria. Incidentally, the Sophytes legend is in Greek letters. Barring these, the only coins assignable to an earlier period are the ones known as the punch-marked coins. These are crude pieces of metal with certain devices hand-mewed into them. They bear neither legend nor portrait, human or divine. Needless to say, their value as a source of history is far less than that of the inscribed cast coins. Although numismatics has long been recognized as a distinct science, no comprehensive research embracing all aspects of the Indian coins of any period, except perhaps the Gupta age, has so far been undertaken. The existing coin catalogs and papers frequently appearing in research journals do not go beyond cataloging elementary information. The researcher is left to his own efforts for piecing together bits of numismatic information scattered over a wide range of historical literature. Since his vision is necessarily confined to his own problem, he formulates laws of his own to suit his line of argument. No effort is made to understand the contemporary minting technique before drawing far-reaching conclusions. Even historians of the eminence of Rapson, Cunningham, Marshall, Tarn, Narain and others betray this lapse. No wonder, fantastic theories came to be formulated and universally accep-ted. A typical example is the one which lays down that the so-called overstrikes, i.e. coins bearing double impressions, prove conquest of one ruler by ano-ther, the conqueror restriking or overstriking the coinage of the vanquished. These scholars little realized that the process of casting coins required smelting of metal, and consequently, the earlier impressions could not survive on the recast coin. It was mostly the Western scholars who interested themselves in the Indo Greek history. Their acquaintance with the ancient Indian literature was rather casual. In some cases the approach was noticeably subjective. To an impartial reader, the attempts of Rapson, MacDonald, Tarn and others appear as colored with an anxiety to glorify the Greek. Thus they unfortunately failed in correlating numismatic evidence to the information supplied by near-contemporary Indian literature. Consequently, a one-sided and distorted view of history came to be presented, putting the Indian in an unfavorable light. The cause of historical justice, therefore, demanded an objective examination of this vast and immensely useful source. Present study is an attempt in this direction. My endeavor has been to take notice of not only all that has so far appeared on the Indo-Greek coinage, but also to present a lot more by way of sifting old views, offering new interpretations and building fresh historical theses in the light of the latest coin finds and new evidence collected from ancient Indian literature. The work on this project started way back in late 1950s, when my Ph.D. thesis was underway. Into this latter a brief chapter on the subject was incorporated. Among the new facts brought to light by the present study, attention may be invited to the following: in the light of a reference in the Mahabharata to Gandhara rebellion against Demetrius, the Brahmi legends on certain coins of Pantaleon and Agathocles assume a new significance. The divinities figuring on the Indo Greek coins have to be classified into two groups, namely the city or Nagara Devata and family or Kula Devata. Those of the first group provide us with clues to locate the main city, while those of the second group enable us to assign the associated prince to one or the other of